Good evening and welcome, everyone. I see we've got a few people kind of lingering and joining us. And as we're waiting for people to log in and join us, just take a few moments and find a comfortable space in your chair. And I'll do a little introduction in a moment. And I'll invite us for the first few moments just to tune in to your music right now. And what does that mean? We don't even often think of ourselves as musicians. But our bodies are intrinsically made of music, so if we just listen to the rhythm of the breath, the rhythm of the heart, the speed or tempo, the volume, the loudness of the mind. Just tuning in a mindful way to the music of the mind, the music of the body. And the music of the breath. Thank you everyone for joining us. My name is Cassandra Mulcahy. I am a licensed and board certified music therapist. I'm a certified sound healer. I've been with Smilow Cancer Hospital for, this will be my 10th year this year. I work out of the Trumbull location. And I've been practicing as a licensed music therapist for the past 19 years. Well, actually, Connecticut just received its licensure last year, so licensed for a year, board certified for 19 years. And I have worked throughout my career with individuals from birth to death. The scope of my practice at Smilow, I'm working predominantly with adults. I'm all grant funded, which is really lovely, and I am able to offer my services for about 8 hours a week over in Trumbull. And I would love to share with you some tools and techniques to help you manage stress, which is something that we all need assistance with from time to time, regardless of our diagnosis, for sure. So if anyone present has any questions or comments or feedback at any point in time, please feel free to use the chat as we go along. I always prefer to work in an open dialogue situation. You can also work with the Q&A question box down there too. And I think Eliza had also mentioned on the chat to feel free to reach out anytime you feel called. So we started with a little bit of a mindfulness practice with listening to our own rhythm and our own volume. We don't often think of ourselves as walking bodies of music, but because much of our physicality is really propelled by this idea of rhythm. Our heart needs a rhythm to sustain itself, and when the rhythm isn't on beat or in sync with each other of our lobes, then we end up in a tricky place that can impact our health. Similarly to our digestion has a rhythm, our mind has a rhythm. So, understanding how our bodies connect to music can help us leverage different tools and techniques to help manage our stress. So I would like to share just a few examples of some of the offerings that I have currently at Smilow. So let me share. So groups that I run. And I'll talk a little bit about how these might help manage different symptoms and levels of stress for us. So I do a ukulele group. It's been going on for many years. We primarily meet in Zoom. However, I have different cohorts of people that will start from time to time. But ukulele, particularly with my folks with cancer, has been a really grounding experience where in all of these groups, really the idea of community and collaboration and camaraderie with each other seems to be a very motivating force when we come together and connect. So it's about the music, but also about establishing relationships with each other to explore how music can work in a deeper way within our lives. So ukulele, I've had people who are totally non-musicians and people who have picked up an instrument at childhood to people who play guitar and want to switch over to ukulele. But it's a very user-friendly and sweet instrument that many people have actually endorsed. The cognitive impact of playing and learning to play an instrument can actually help with some cognitive side effects, particularly of chemotherapy. I've heard of a lot of people who have actually experienced some symptom relief from the ukulele group. Once a week, I offer a virtual or in-person music meditation where I'll go through a couple techniques this evening with y'all. Just about ways that we can use music to relax, to decrease our anxiety, and to find a deeper meaning with the world and the rhythms around us. I have a drumming group, Rhythmic Radiance, that happens about once a month. If we're lucky and the weather holds out, we get to hold it outside in our courtyard over in the Trumbull location at Smilow. And we do various rhythms of different cultures, rhythms of the mind and the body. And we also use rhythm as a kind of self-examination tool to notice and to explore those rhythms that are coming up in our personal lives, in our kind of medical situations that we're going through, and in our growth and development as we kind of progress through illness. I have a creative writing group that's really sweet, and we have different creative writing prompts that we will use to explore various subjects to engage the brain in creating in a different way. And we'll use music on top of that. The group at times will also make beats and rhythms. And we've done anything from affirmation songs to transforming the rhythm of our heartbeats into spoken word pieces or sung pieces. So with any of these groups, no music experience is necessary whatsoever. We come at it in a space of a beginner's mind, which is to envision that everything is new and we invite a sense of awe and curiosity into what we offer and create and explore in the music. I also have one of my most beloved groups is called Sonic Sanctuary. It's a sound bath, and it has a combination of singing bowls and different meditative instruments, again located either inside or outside if the weather permits. The next one is actually this Thursday, the 12th. And I have a couple of singing bowls here that I'll give you a very small sample of what the sound bath is like for those of us who might be unfamiliar with sound baths. Essentially, we're using the idea of the vibrations of sound as a source of nurturance and sustenance and clearing to help really allow the body to enter a deep state of relaxation and in doing so, an altered state of consciousness. Some people fall asleep as well, which is just, it's a lovely opportunity for rest and deep meditation with the comfort of others. So more on the sound bath in a few moments. But I offer as well individual sessions. My group sessions do kind of tend to change from time to time. These are just the summer sessions. But individual sessions by appointment, I do instrument lessons that from a very therapeutic approach. It's never just about the music, but more about the meaning behind the music too. I don't think that that's listed up here specifically, but the way that I work musically is using music as a vehicle through a lot of different avenues. So we've got techniques for music and pain management. I can work with developing a music plan for you for anxiety relief. We can work with finding music tools to decrease depression, which might involve a series of listening, of creating live music, of maybe even some gentle movement too in with the depression. Individual sessions might also cover legacy creation. One of my beloved interventions is to use stethoscopes and heartbeat recordings. And you can design whatever you'd like over the heartbeat recording. Emotional expressions, that can look like a lot of different things, from writing to drumming to playing to exploring different instruments. And learning how to externalize what is trapped inside. And to relieve brain fog. Again, we find a lot of cognitive benefits with learning and exploring instruments. So there are some basic descriptions here. If you're welcome to go over to our integrative medicine office over at Park Avenue Medical Center. And I always have new materials that are floating around there, so you're welcome to say hi to Lisa and to scoop up things, or you're welcome to email me if you have any questions. All of our services are available to participants 2 years after you're through with treatment, and sometimes in extenuating circumstances a little bit longer. So, user-friendly music. Let's see. One very simple way that we can use music for stress is by playing an instrument. Now you might think, oh, I have never touched an instrument before, or maybe I have in my past and I'm really not comfortable expressing through an instrument. And that would be my job, should you come in and have a session with me, to help you feel comfortable. And I really do offer a variety of different music tools that are quite user-friendly. The world of music has really opened up in the past many years to offer instruments that are a little less threatening, and where there are no wrong notes and no wrong rhythms. A good example are series of hand pans, or we might call these tongue drums. So when you're in a session with me, this might be something that I would offer. And we'll just have a little sample of the sound. The way that you play it is simply tapping on any of these cutouts of the drum. So if you have an instrument at home, you're welcome to join along, or you're welcome to close your eyes for a moment and just notice how the sound impacts the body. Notice how the sound impacts the mind. your eyes are closed, I'll invite you to notice if there are any images. Sometimes there are shapes or colors. And if nothing is coming to mind, I'll invite you for a moment to envision a safe space. And allow the mind to tuck into that safe space. Noticing what you see, what you hear, what you might smell, and what you might sense about that safe space. I'll take a few moments to return from that safe space, if that's where you are right now. And you can move the fingers or toes and open the eyes if you're ready. So what I meant to demonstrate was that things were very user-friendly, something that you can tap and get a great simple sound from. But we ended up going into just a very brief imagery exercise. So you can take that in two ways. You can tune into your safe space using the music, or you could have explored it from a user-friendly instrument perspective. What I'd like to tune into now is a little bit of a breathing exercise. When we are able to regulate our breath, in particular with a longer exhale, then what we do is engage that relaxation response. We decrease that flight, fight, or freeze, or we engage that parasympathetic nervous response. All of that language is just to say that it helps us relax. So I'll invite us to tune into a breathing exercise. We'll start with 4. We'll hold it for 4. So inhale for 4, hold it for 4, and then we're going to exhale, and I'm going to add progressively longer durations where we exhale. So the only thing is that I'll encourage you to listen to your body, and if the breathing feels too much for you, then just continue to exhale at a rate that feels comfortable with your own breath. start by just establishing a little groove here. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to breathe in, hold, and exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now inhale. Hold. We're going to go down for 10. Exhale. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale. Hold. Exhale. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale. Hold. Exhale. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale. Hold. Now we're going to go back to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale. Hold. And 8. Now on your own, we're breathing in. Hold. Exhale. Just for the next few moments, tune into this rhythm. So inhale, hold, exhale. 2 rounds. Take it in. Exhale. So you can do any sort of rhythmic breathing, obviously with live music, but also any sort of song that might be in 4/4 that you could hear on the radio, or your favorite kind of music. And that also reminds me to mention that when we are choosing music for our own stress relief, the research has shown that our favorite music works the best. Certainly, finding different ways to enhance and embellish your relationship with music by connecting with a music therapist can certainly directly help you, but attending live music has been shown to decrease our stress as well. But when we're building our playlists, it helps to have that list of songs that brings us back to a space of home, to a space of comfort, to a space of remembering those times in our lives where we felt uplifted and connected and even celebratory. So if you don't already have songs that celebrate you, that celebrate the wonderful moments in your life, I would highly suggest making that playlist. So often these days with digital music, we'll just toss on a playlist of whoever our favorite artist is in the moment, or something that we feel really connected to. But if we take that time to really curate, it can be such a lovely experience in self-compassion to curate and compose that playlist that aligns with you and that might help bring your stress level down. So it doesn't need to be all relaxing and or like ambient and or classical music. Whatever works best for you is what would be the best. And certainly there are suggestions for different kinds of music for different purposes, but as far as general stress relief, most of us realize that we already have that in our pocket. So building playlists is something that I also work with people too, that when we feel kind of trapped in our heads or the experiences that are around us, it can be super potent to have those playlists available to us. Sweet. And I'll share now a little bit of an example of what a sound bath might be like. I do bring a whole palette of instruments when I come in, but just to kind of introduce you if you've never been connected to some singing bowls before, these particular ones are crystal singing bowls. And they'll come across all right on the microphones, but there's nothing like the vibroacoustical properties of being amongst different singing bowls. And one of the reasons why these are particularly effective is because they have that long sustain. So even though I stopped playing it a few moments ago, they're still ringing in the air. And as I explained in the beginning of this presentation, that long exhale really engages that parasympathetic nervous response. So for many of us, barring those with sensory sensitivities, these aren't for everyone. Not everything is for everyone. So this is not necessarily a prescriptive exercise for everyone. But for many of us, hearing that long sustained sound really does help the mind to settle. Take a few moments and you're welcome to close your eyes. gently scanning down the body, release any tension in the head and face, the eyes, the brow. Release tension from the jaw and the neck, from the shoulders, palms of the hands. Release tension from the belly, the hips, and the feet. And just for this moment, allow the sound to permeate the body with a sense of ease. Thank you for tuning in with that brief sample of some kind of very slow vibratory instruments there. So for many of the people who I work with, trying different things can help redirect the mind from stress. I mean, that's kind of obvious that music can be a diversion from our stress in everyday life. But it can also nourish, from like a neurological level if we engage more of the frontal lobe, where, when we become depressed or very anxious, our brain's ability to kind of use that area of the brain can be diminished with our mental health. And certainly if we look at prolonged stress too, we can see that in some of the effects of prolonged stress. So finding ways that we can engage the brain in a healthy rhythm and in a healthy flow. So offering ourselves experiences for deep relaxation is a technique that you may use. Breathing is a great way to redirect the mind. Listening to our music is a great way to connect, especially when we're listening really mindfully. Sometimes we just turn on music and have it play in the background without the intentionality behind it. So this is an invitation for you to tune in and maybe pull up the lyrics on a song that you loved from childhood and look at how your interpretation has changed. So taking a deeper look at the intentionality of the lyrics can be a really beautiful approach too. And certainly when we play music in the drum circle or any of the live music making experiences that I have, sometimes I'll even bring chimes during our meditation too, so we can all start by engaging our frontal lobes together. And they found that over time, playing live music with other people can actually engage your cortisol in your body too, which is that relating hormone. It's some people, when I say that, they're like, isn't that the lactating hormone for mothers and babies? And yes, it is that too, but it is also something that when we feel deeply connected to humans, our bodies naturally create it because we're finding that deep connection. So music on a biological and cellular level can really impact us and create long-lasting techniques to improve not just our stress but our mental and physiological health altogether. So when we're looking at lyrics or things, there's two thoughts. Looking at lyrics can help us see things from a different angle and from a deeper and more mindful and intentional space, so we can practice and tune in to music from a mindful perspective. Also, when we play music in particular, it engages much more of our brain than just listening. In fact, as they're mapping out music, they're finding that there's not an area of the brain that it doesn't connect with. So we can learn to deepen our neural connections through our movement, through our sound, and so there's just a lot of neurological benefits to playing music. So I will offer you a song as we depart, and you're welcome to share any questions or comments. If you had any questions about music, I welcome and honor them. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone, and I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. So thank thank you all so much for having me. I wish you a really beautiful and blessed Survivors Week. And I think of, certainly the metaphors in music can be such a lovely way to power us through, and the idea of the song and the sun coming through the clouds. What a metaphor. I think I can make it now. The pain is gone, and all of these bad feelings will disappear. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now. And I can see all obstacles. Gone are the dark clouds. Gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. So I see a couple thank yous come up. Thank you all so much for joining us again. Happy Survivorship Week. Feel free to reach out to me. You can call Integrative Medicine Support Services at Park Avenue Medical Center. You're welcome to email me if we can include that on this. If you have any questions about music therapy, I'm Cassandra.Mulcahy at BPT Hosp, as in Bridgeport Hospital House. But have a lovely evening, everyone. I wish you lots of stress relief through music today and beyond. Take care.